Hey everyone. It's a little bit different of an episode. We thought more people were going to be here, but Robert, he has a company thing, and Joe, he might be running late, but he should be here soon. This is Reg from Many Things Canadian.
Good day.
Oh man. So yeah, you've officially been doing the YouTube channel Dice Masters of the Great North with Reg and Kim. And now the coronation is over in the country of Canada, so we can officially bring you out as part of DM North. So
Right. That's, over the last year, what I've been doing certain things with Matt. I've been doing some articles, gameplay. It just made sense. I mean, me and Kim did our tournament last year, and we decided in a lot of videos we might as well join forces with DM North as well. So it made sense to have the numbers, all of us together.
yeah, I mean, working towards a common goal makes sense to join forces. So the Canadian Avengers, if you will.
Something like that. That's right. And we got Laurie, and we try to get some more. We want to get some more Canadians in there. But what, Calgary, Quebec, and Toronto. We are part of our group who we could call.
Is that from coast to coast in Canada, or as close as you can?
I guess. Vancouver district. There was a couple guys from Canada in Vancouver. Haven't gone online. I think they still have some stores, so I should reach out to them.
Yeah.
It's good to have me on. Thanks, man.
Oh, no problem. So you have been covering the Legacy 2 tournament better than anyone, and you've been if you go to the YouTube channel, I put it in the description. You can go there, see all the games that have been played, and also check out some of Reg and Kim's and anyone you play with. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to get some dice fights in there, some WDA events. Rest of the World's are on there. But yeah, I offer up my services. I was the 21st, I think, in your tournament, or I think it was odd numbers you had.
Yeah.
And I said to Ryan, I said, I'll drop out. The last 2 team takedown, I think I played in 3 of the weeks because people dropped.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? I'll just offer up my services to record. So I think I've done, 5 matches? I'm supposed to do 1. Yeah. Bodie played yesterday, and I missed his match. But yeah, anyone who wants it, as long as I can, if I'm available, I'll record it for you. No problem. So
I think
they're good.
I think I have a match this weekend coming up that I don't record my own matches anymore because it's too much.
Yeah.
So if you're available, possibly.
You said this weekend, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, during the week's a little bit better. With my daughter, that's usually the time I spend with that. So unless it's at night, and I think this Saturday we are doing the Team of the Month for DM North.
Okay.
And if anyone does want to watch that is affiliation. So it's kind of like the birthday bash they did for Chris.
Okay.
Bring an affiliation, and come join us on Saturday.
All right.
But
awesome.
yeah, if I'm available, by all means. Depends what time you do it at. I'll for sure.
Yeah, it's.
I wanted to get Rob on.
Yeah, it's Jezco that I'm playing, so it's kind of hard to schedule. So.
Yeah, European. So it'd be the morning. Maybe we could figure out something.
Yeah.
But the problem I've been doing in mine is it's just me, and I don't want to sit there and say, oh, look, and Rob's gonna field a sidekick, and then Rob fields a sidekick, or he says it, he's like, I'm gonna field a sidekick. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
So
that's why I don't like doing it on my own either. It's just like it's just not good.
Yeah, I wanted to a couple times, like, I think this is the perfect time to buy this, and then they go completely buying something else. I'm like, okay, so maybe the next couple matches I can get someone else in the stream. I said I wanted to get Bodie in one of them so we can he can do the Spanish commentary with it. But we'll have some fun with it.
The simulcast.
That's right. Have the little deaf person in the corner.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, it's so far the matches have been good. Fast matches, actually. I don't think one of them that I've recorded have gone over an hour, actually. So, and yeah, the teams are they're just as good as I thought. A lot of villains: Boom Boom, Iceman, Collector. I still want to get Bodie on camera to get his Warriors 3 team, and I do want to watch Rob with his Fix It team. I want to see him win with Fix It there. So, or any fix-it teams.
Yeah,
Which
is me and him. That's it. So has there been any matches that you've watched or recorded or whatever that have really stood out to you as, wow, that's really crazy?
But yeah, well, I know the round 2 match you had, Jocelyn was against Laurier,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a really good match. I went to game 3, and then Laurier's dice fell apart, and he just didn't roll. And yeah, I think it was against Jocelyn. She had an Iceman, and then a Collector team that just started doing damage, and he didn't roll anything and just got rolled over.
Yeah.
That was a good match to watch. Another good one I saw, again, I think Jocelyn had against Mike W, where it was close. Just she just outplayed him in that match. She bought the right stuff and rolled. I don't think one thing I think Jocelyn. I think I've watched 2 of her matches. I don't think she's missed a roll. I don't think in any of them yet. So, which is why she's, I think, in the finals, or she's 3-0, I think, right now.
Oh, yeah. And Jocelyn, if you're waiting for her to make a mistake, you'll be waiting a long time because she does not
Yeah.
make mistakes.
Yeah. Well, she's Canadian and she's part of our group, so
Oh,
we
God.
Jedi mind train. You know, we're good.
She's a Patreon of ours, so I think I know, but
Yeah, we you see Ben before he came and played with Canada. You know, now he's up here. We're gonna say us Canadians helped out. Matt joined in, helped out. We prep them all. So it's me, Kim. No, actually, that's really good is our group, Kim, me, Ben plays with us, Rob and Jocelyn. We all played locally, and I mean, our game went from here to here, just playing each other every week. And you know, we wouldn't be the players we are without each of us.
Yeah.
And so I mean, we owe all of our gameplay to, you know, every week, every Thursday we used to play, or Wednesday nights. And yeah, good little group, and it was a lot of fun every week we play. So
yeah, there's something
Yeah.
to be said to play with someone like Ben, where if you're just trying to build a team, he'll sit there and play, and then he'll tell you what does and does not work, and he'll tell you an interesting thing, and he'll be like, you know, if you did this, this, and this, it would probably be a better team. And it's just like, I didn't think of that. All right, I'll try that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the best way to get better is to lose.
Yeah.
Is what I found. And most of the times when I started playing, it was, oh, that card kicks ass.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I got to go get that card because I looked at my binder, I don't have that card. And then I had it, and then of course you beat someone else with it, and they learn, right? So, but yeah, and that's what's good about having the campaign boxes is too, you have all the cards you need, so
Yeah.
you can brew. And yeah, I like it. Which I think you're doing the rest of your preview for the dungeon set, right?
Yeah.
You did last week. What was it? Just the
campaign.
campaign box?
Yeah.
So now and there's some gross cards I think that are going to be in there. I think I can't remember some of the names, but I know the Yawning Portal is one, and the other card was the.
Well,
Intellectual Devour.
maybe after my pronunciations of the names, people still won't know the names of them.
Yeah, I'm not. Rob was your guy who could speak. I'm not doing any of the names.
Everyone was making fun of him because they're like, "Oh, you're not saying it right." It's like, I don't play D&D. I don't know, guys.
No, it was fine. Actually, it was good to see all the cards and going over them all. Because again, the day you get them in your hands, you're gonna be looking at them and it's like, oh yeah, that's that card.
Mhm.
But the one thing I do notice, watching the video last week, there's a lot of spelling mistakes. I think there's at least 3 or 4 cards that have spelling errors in it. And not to say feedback on that, but
Well, on the Warriors 3, how long was there a mistake on that one?
yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're a small company. They don't have time to do a lot of the quality control that a lot of. But to be fair, Magic, one of the biggest gaming Wizards of the Coast, who makes Magic, still prints errors all the time. So
You can't catch them all.
Yeah.
And I know they put in a lot of the keywords now that they're putting in, which is helping out a lot. So,
Yeah.
I think I was talking to Matt about it. I wish that they would do a like an errata set, or the other thing I wish Dice Master would do is go back. Let's say they're going to ban cards or rotate out cards. They should have a set which contains all like the meta cards from previous years, and they put that in a box for people to buy, because then people can catch up. And I know it doesn't sound a lot, and they probably wouldn't sell too many of them, but for a player coming in, they can then pick up older meta sets, you know, like a box. Think of it, it comes with your Shrieks, your Collectors when they rotate out, all in a box that they could buy, and they'll pay $60 to $100 for that.
I think they would sell sell really well, because a lot of the things, because Kevin, who we played at One Big Weekend in Dallas, he was really getting into it, and it was a draft event, so we were all on even playing field. But then he would see all the cards that other people could run, and it's intimidating. It really is. And if a new player coming in with the campaign boxes, could just simply buy the cards that were previously in the meta, and plus it would make the cards in the in the rotation going forward if you just reapplied them, because meta defining cards could stay in it then also. But
yeah. Well, that's the thing, is when I started 2.5 years ago, I could buy everything. It was all online. Now there is nothing. You can't buy old cards, like, unless you find them at a comic shop. And they're out there. If you go to any comic shop in any city, they've got a set of Dice Masters sitting in their basement, a lot of them. So, and you just got to find the right store and luck out, and you get them all cheap. But
I think mine threw all theirs out.
Or threw them out, yeah. I noticed it's like they bring them up from the basement, dust them off, and say, "Oh, they're still $1 a pack." Like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
So, but, and I get it, but no, I just wish there was some kind of way to bring back older cards that they could sell. Maybe do one print of all what was good, which would help out a lot of the players.
Yeah, it would be kind of like I know I'm comparing things to Magic, but Magic has like core sets where they don't bring back the most meta-defining cards, but they bring back cards that had interesting interactions, even from like sets that were like one set before, and it actually worked. And the core set 2020 was actually really popular. Well, not really that popular compared to other sets, but yeah, I think that would work in Dice Masters. But do they have the want to do that?
Right. I mean, how many new players are going to buy that set? Like, I don't know an actual number, and that would be a question I would ask Jimmy or one of the guys from WizKids. What is, like, how many players do they actually sell? Like, do they sell a lot of sets to people at home? I don't know that. Or do they have, is there 100 players? Is there 1,000 players? We don't know. So to have an old set, we wouldn't need it. It's only for new players, so it's kind of a waste then maybe for them.
Yeah, and they're probably not going to release that information anyways about how many players are playing right now, because they don't want to give that out.
yeah. But I mean, any new player that ever comes out, the first thing I tell them, proxy. We don't care playing online. Proxy your cards, proxy your dice if you need to.
I mean, we just started allowing it.
Right, and I mean, most new players, like, I don't have any rares left anymore. I just give them away to people. I've been sending out the tokens to people and say, what cards you need here, and I send out 50, 60 cards at a time to people.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hello there, Joe.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Is this Faggle thing on? Is it okay? Are we good?
No, we still have eardrums. Could you speak a little bit louder?
How you doing, Joe?
What's going on, man? It's so wonderful to see your beautiful face.
That's right. I got the face for radio here. Actually, I told you
yeah, you didn't put it on.
I didn't get to put it on, but I'll drop out at one point and then come back with it on.
Should have break the wall.
A surprise
right.
Deadpool.
Walls.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, the 2-team takedown. You got 2 more rounds to go. I'm hoping to get a couple exhibition games in if anyone wants to play. I don't have competitive teams. I think I'm running a Boom Boom, and I have a Dragons team that I prepped it against Mike W, and he just murdered me with it. So if you're not in the top half and want to play an exhibition game, here I am. So
have dice will travel and play you.
something like that. But yeah.
Did we already talk about the death race and how it's going?
What death race? No. Yeah, we started, I think, a little bit on it. Death race, we've done one video I think I've released out. It's going to be every Saturday. Did a little bit of hype for it with a couple of videos. I don't know. Actually, that was like my most watched videos was the previews I did. We did match 1. I think we're up to, I think it's my highest video I've had, people watching it. And yeah, it's been a blast. Me and Mike Ingledew are doing it, having a blast doing it. And it's surprising because when we first did it, we're like, turn 3 kills? This isn't going to be that much fun. And it has been. It's like good when a guy pulls off a combo and hits you for 40 on turn 3. You're like, let's do that again. Yeah. Can I try that? So we went through, we prepped a lot of the teams. And again, for anyone who hasn't seen the death race, we did it without control. We know there was the Global Escalation Tournament that you guys ran earlier this year. And we said, we just don't want the games of, I'm going to buy a Shriek, I'm going to rip over a Shriek, and I'm going to do this. We just said, just go for the jugulars. And so we have no control at all. If you KO one of your opponent's card, it comes back the next turn. But I mean, you can KO something with Magic Missile, a Sidekick, do your push, but then they get their sidekick back. And then we took 12 ridiculous combos we got, and there's some dirty teams we've done, and some teams we thought that they do exactly 20 damage. They're not that good.
Yeah.
So we've filmed the first round, so now we're on to where the buys come in. Again, Yanti is our by far favorite. We just want her to lose. I think we've prepped so many games, like we practiced, and I don't think we haven't won with Yanti turn 3 yet. She always rolls turn 3 to win.
In a WKO, I won consistently on turn 3 with Yanti.
Yeah,
It was gross.
So and I think so. She has to miss 6 parallax rolls to lose. I think it is, and it's gross because the cube with buying 1 cost and who are my opponents not going to buy the momentums, and I think I have momentum and improvised weapons on the team, so the opponent's not going to buy that to win. So I don't need to worry about cobalt traps and bat signals to rolling shields in 5th. I just need energy. And but most of the teams are built around Clayface, Morphine Jar, and
Morphine Jar,
and Professor X, of course. And that's just so broken. In the rules we have, you can't use the opponent's globals because you can't double Clayface and all that garbage. So I mean, it's still pretty bad. Most turns we need 2 masks, and we ramp 8 dice turn 2, and then roll 10 dice turn 3. But yeah, it's been good. We have everyone's watched. They've got their favorites.
Have you killed yourself on turn 3 with bag burn?
No, we have not. I took 3 bag burn in 1 match, and I mean, not to spoil anything, but we do get turn 3 almost every video except 1. There's 1 round or 1 match in the first round that I play it and I roll like bolts, 3 bolts first turn, and I have no bolt characters. I'm like, oh shit. And then turn 2, I roll. I think I have to parallax to try to get a mask, and I roll the sidekick back. So they're just dead, and that team just gets murdered. But we're looking forward to doing round 2. We make mistakes, by the way. The video coming on Saturday. Vicious Struggle rolls 4 dice on the 3rd game. We know there's a mistake on it, but we replayed it, and it came up almost the same result with rolling 3. So we just said, let's just let the damage go. But yeah, we're having a blast doing it, and hopefully other people will see it. The video setup, does it look good? We have both sides, and I have the cards down the side. I don't know how I can automate that for when I do matches. But I mean, people see what the card is. It's like a little image on the corner, but you know what it is.
Yeah.
And then we're also doing a invitational tournament that I'm going to be posting a video for that this week, where if anyone else has a turn 3 kill that's not in the video that you want to play, we're opening up to a tournament. So me and Mike are both going to select a team that lost in round 1, and we're going to replay them as our teams, and then we're going to let whoever, if we get 10 people in, we're going to play a mini tournament with it. Nice. But they can't be the teams that we played that are in the tournament. They have to be unique new teams. So I don't know if you can get your Hella Beholder turn 3, can you?
No, unfortunately not.
No, I don't think it is. But it's surprising.
It's turn 5 at the quickest. But I do have a Chaos Warp Vicious Struggle team that I've been wanting to try out. Because all Chaos Warp... What's that?
Yeah, if you want to try it out, by all means, put in a submission. Someone said there's a Guy Grodd team that can do it. It's hard for turn 3 for us to do it.
That was Ben, and I still can't wrap my head around it.
I can't get a turn 3 on it, so if he can submit it. I went out to DM Armada and asked him to run a God Catcher team and see if he can do something with that, with the new D&D stuff. Whatever, and use Cube. Like, we're using Cosmic Cube in it. We're using everything that's banned. And it's gross, but everyone's got access to it. So it's a lot of fun. 6 teams have Cube, 6 teams don't have Cube. So a lot of fun. And from the first match, I think it had 30 damage to 26 on turn 3, and Jesus. It was pretty gross. Yeah, so we're having fun. So the video will be out. Whoever wants to come in that, by all means. Yeah. All right.
Awesome sauce.
Yes.
Let me get over to these. All right. All right. Are you guys ready for some spoilers? For Joe, not so much spoilers, because he's probably already combed through them.
Let's go.
All right, one moment.
One moment, please.
Yeah.
Which one are we looking at first?
Hold on. Some reason this is not showing. I've got to try to fix that. No, that's not it. There we go. Oh, okay. All right. And we're on that. Let me... For some reason, it's really zooming in on it.
Hey.
All right.
Jordo, turn 3 blank toy man. Try it.
I tried the blanks. It's at least turn 4.
Where did I post them in our chat? Did I post the links to the Gaming with Sidekicks? I did. They are right here.
Yeah, hold on. This is not working. Okay, there we go.
Not cooperating?
No, it's not. Definitely not. So
Reg, what's your favorite team on the Death Race so far?
What's my favorite team? Sorry, I gotta come back. There you go. My favorite team in the Death Race, by far, Fix It. I've always liked Fix It. And
Okay.
Fix It team, if it rolls big, I think it can do 72 damage.
Wow.
It can get pretty crazy, and that's turn 3. The Orcs is fun, doing the fabricating Orcs.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, the Orcs is good. What else is good? Sorry, choking myself out here. What else are the teams? Surprisingly, Vicious Struggle is a lot of fun to roll. At first we were like, this isn't doing enough damage, and then we realized when you put 2 cubes together, it's doing, for every fist, it's doing 6. I think it is.
Yeah.
Because it does 1.
So 1 to you, yeah, 1 to you, and then 5 to the player.
Right. You hear us in the video. We do the +2, all that stuff. I had to edit that video, but we're like, 2 + 2 is not. No, wait, 6. Yeah. So we fumble through that thing, but yeah, we're making mistakes, and we would love the viewers to point out whenever we do an error, because most games we're playing them at 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
We have no idea. Where we just finished doing a WD, and we're like, let's do some Death Race. So.
All right. So I have. I'm gonna share
Which one
this.
do you have?
I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. There we go. All right. Do you guys see it?
Yeah, that's the
Zentarum.
Adventures. Oh no. Okay, it's the Zentarum then.
All right. And by the way, thank you to Gaming with Sidekicks for the preview. We're going to be using it. Thank you. We appreciate it.
For the high-res photos.
Yeah, high-res photos. All right. So I guess I'll be reading it because I don't... I believe Joe knows the names of them, so we're going to try to have someone that doesn't know the names of them to read them.
That's right.
All right. So Davil Star Song. I cannot read that. The subtext. That is so small. Holy crap.
Master of Opportunities and Negotiations.
Okay, and then... Yeah, those are too small.
You're on the actual webpage? Because I have mine zoomed in.
Yeah, hold on. Let me...
I think they're also posted in the Dice Coalition too, right? You can read the text.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't read those. That's way too small. I gotta readjust again. One moment. Let me zoom in.
Yeah, Reg, I discovered with Chaos Warp and Vicious Struggle, it's actually, if you can get enough 1-cost dice in your bag, it's actually a lot more damage, because you're not only are you dealing damage for the faces, but you're also dealing damage for you taking damage yourself. So
Okay.
it's like a one-shot. The most I've been able to do so far is 23 damage in one shot with the
Right.
Chaos Warp and the Vicious Struggle rolling.
And I think so far, like, I'm not going to spoil too much, but we've done 36, 42, 49, 35, I think.
All right,
like, we've done in the 30 damage, because, like, we've maxed the teams out. I think Orcs got to 27.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be at least 20 plus. Like, there's a Wolverine team, it does 22 on its tops. And it's just, it's okay, but it won't win round 3 against other teams.
All right.
But yeah, I would love to see the Chaos Warp. That'd be awesome.
All right, I got it pulled up now. All right. So he's a 4-cost shield, and he's a 034, 134, 245. Ew. The second one is Tap Room Negotiator, and then the Elf to Know. Master of Opportunities and Negotiations is while Davil Starsong is active, your characters with active character dice are free to field. So if there's a second copy of something that you can field it for free, that's crazy. While Dalville Star Song is active, if you draw 2 or more non-psychic character dice during your clear and draw step, draw an additional die. And then the final one, while Dalville Star Song is active, when you field a character die, draw a die. If it is the same character die, field it on the same face, otherwise place it in the use pile. Interesting. That's kind of interesting, honestly. I don't think all of them... I think all of them are useful. Reg, what's your favorite one?
I wouldn't probably sleeve any of those. And personally myself, and I know because that first card, it says if you have another one fielded,
Yeah.
it's free to field. I would just use the global on that Warhammer card, that pay a shield and field it for free. And it's just because there's probably better cards in the set, I would say.
Yeah.
It'd probably be something fun to play with on these cards. But I don't know, what's the attack and defense? Just standard? Is it 3, 4, 5?
It's 3, 3, 4.
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's actually really good it's a really good rate for a 4-cost shield, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a meta card for sure, and it might be a fun card to play with.
So I think it's a good, like, 2-team takedown staple, but I don't think, just like you said, there's better options if you want to do any of these abilities, except for the Elf to Know. The reason why is because you can do the same thing that Bifrost does.
Yeah.
And so I'd much rather have the body over the action, to be honest with you.
That's true.
So,
and it's when active, right? Yeah, it's when active.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that third card would be
kind of gross.
So I would, if I'm running a team that benefits from having multiple copies of the same die out, like the 2-cost Gazer that intimidates characters with 1 or less experience tokens, if I want to just fill my bag up with those on the next turn and have Davil out and just chain field all of those to intimidate my opponent's field and then swing with said Gazers after doing like a team up or a teamwork, then yeah, that's money right there.
All right. Moving on to the next one. The old friend Doppelganger so he's a 3-cost mask on all of the cards, and he's a 0/11, 0/22, 0/33. The first one is Thought Reader. While Doppelganger is active, when an opposing character gains an experience token, Doppelganger gains an experience token. The second one, Shape Changer, he has Spark. When that happens, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And the last one is Monstrosity. Doppelganger gets +1/+1 for each other unique active character die you control. Ooh.
It's like a cheap Mystique.
Yeah.
I like that first one by
Yeah.
far. And I know there was that video on the Volo. That would be awesome against a Volo team.
Yeah, but it's opposing. Are you saying like the other player has a Volo team? And this is Volo tech?
It's the counter to tech against Volo. That would be cool because they have 3 experience cards that are all getting +3. Would he gain 3 in one turn then?
It's whenever. So yeah, the Volo chain. If they field other non-Volo characters with experience, that it gains a token. So you can do it however many times they gain a token.
Yeah, but if they have 3 experience cards in the field and they knock out one of your monsters, they all gain an experience for each of those 3. You would gain 3 from that Doppelganger.
Yes, because it's tracking each instance.
That's crazy, that card. In an inset, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So the third one I like, but I just really like how they revamped the wording on it, because previous iterations had for each active character you control. Now it specifically says each unique active character die you control.
And Matt, it does look like the same art from TOA.
I think it is the same art, just zoomed in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because the other art has it zoomed out a little bit further.
Yeah. I think if anything, he's been working out a little bit, and he's just showing off his muscles a little bit more.
There you go.
All right.
You got to do something about that rib cage, though. Where's that 6-pack?
Yeah. He's got like a cave in there.
He's no Poxwalker.
All right.
He's no Poxwalker. There you go. Moving
on to the one that has a movie about him. We have a 4-cost mask named Hitch. And the first one is 4 cost. Every subsequent one is 3. And he is a 1/1/1, 1/2/2, 1/3/3. Elf Thief, much. The first one is Roguish Charm. He has experience in Obscure. I really like Obscure. I think that's a good mechanic. And then the second one, Shady Past. He has experience. While Hitch is active, adventurers cost 1 less to purchase and field. Okay. The third one, Human Rogue. When Hitch deals combat damage to an opponent, you may move target NPC die in your used pile to the reserve pool on any energy phase. No thanks.
Yeah, it's high fielding cost. I mean, I know it's 1 on all, but for that attack and defense,
yeah.
Maybe the first one, but again, a 4 cost. I think there's better obscure cards.
Yeah, currently there's a 2-cost obscure and a 3-cost obscure inset.
Yeah.
Please, WizKids, just give me a rogue that does not have that horrible stat line. Please, just with 001 if you're gonna do it. Don't kill me with the fielding costs here. It is so upsetting to field a level 1 rogue die. It is just so upsetting.
Yeah. I think the fielding is kind of what kills it on this one. He does have experience, so he can get bigger pretty quickly in set, but out of set, there's just no way to make him gain experience, and there's not too many adventurers running around in the open meta.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. All right.
But so here's a caveat though on these adventures with obscure, the fact that they can get bigger as you're destroying monsters. Because remember, Yanti is a monster, and there are several meta staples that are monsters in both modern and golden.
Yeah. Including my heart, it's a monster.
There you go.
All right, moving on to the next one. This is Human Warlock. How very generic. She is a 3-cost mask, except for the third one, she's a 4-cost. And her die reads 012, 014, 125. The first one is called Delver of Secrets. Experience. And while Human Warlock is active, basic action dice cost 1 less to purchase, to a minimum of 1. Notice, I like how they're putting that now instead of just assuming everyone knows that it's a minimum of 1.
Well, there's only 2 abilities that are known that reduce it beyond 1.
And it's beyond the 1. All right. And then the second one is Pact of the Tome. It has experience and has Spark. Deal 1 damage to target opponent. All right. And
what is the Spark again? Spark is it use an action?
No, whenever you roll a die on its burst or double burst phase, you get to trigger the ability. And this, if you do it during the clear and draw step, it happens at the end of the clear and draw step. Otherwise, whenever you do it outside of that, even if you re-roll onto a burst double burst phase, and it's any die, it could be a character die or an action die, okay. You'll trigger the ability.
All right. And then Seeking Hidden Knowledge, Experience and Obscure. At least the fielding cost is a little bit better on the 4-drop Obscure Experience character than the Hitch.
And she got a big butt.
Yeah. You can't lie about that.
Yeah. And actually, I like this 4-cost Obscure with Experience a lot better than I like the Hitch, because the Bizarro Global is very much a thing.
Yeah.
So you can go in for however much, depending on the action that you use on the character.
Yeah.
If it's a team up or teamwork, you could just go in for a really beefy defense and then switch it around with Bizarro Global.
In Golden, she kind of would be a ridiculous one with Yanti. To the first one, I don't know. I guess she's too slow to work with Yanti.
Yeah, Dragonborn Sorcerer does a better job.
Yeah.
And then if not, there's also Zembala Simber.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is Istrid Horn. Mind, and she's a 2-cost fist on all cards, and she's a 012, 022, 132. You always have the 2 defense. Interesting. All right. And then the first one is Mind for Money. Experience. While Istrid Horn is active, your opponent's NPC dice cost 1 more to field. That would be funny if they cost them 1 less to field. That would be kind of like, why would you do that? And then the Is that money lead? Why is there so many things with money on this card? That's weird.
Money lender.
Oh, money lender. What? There's like mine for money and then money lender. Is this JG Wentworth?
I believe she is a dwarf.
Okay.
It's a dwarf. Yeah, it's a. She's. I don't know the lore too well, but she is a dwarf, and she's the handler for the group.
Okay.
That goes on this adventure.
Okay. So her second one is moneylender, JG Wentworth style. When fielded, she has experience. When fielded, you may choose a global ability. If you do, it cannot be used this turn, and any of its effects immediately end. Huh. And then debt collector has experience. When fielded, move target energy die in your opponent's reserve pool to the use pile. I kind of like that. That debt collector is kind of useful, especially if you have a team that's gonna just be pushing face, and they're saving masks. Oh yeah, that's good.
Let's talk about mine for money plus sage. You have a lockdown on your board.
Yeah.
On your opponent's board, because sage, the one that taxes your opponent's non-sidekick dice, well then you add Istrid, so now your opponent's having to pay one extra to field every single character, not just sidekicks. But I actually prefer moneylender over debt collector because this pretty much hard stops static field and those other ridiculous globals that tend to get in your way during combat. Or even, let's say you're up against an Iceman, you can collector in an Istrid Horn to stop the magic missile global.
Yup.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I like the first one. And again, with Sage, that's cool. There's a third one. Is that not like an old? Was it a Beast Boy card did that, where it moves stuff from the
there was a Deadpool card that did that, and there's an old AVX card that did that.
Yeah.
The AVX was the Beast, I believe, but he costs a lot to get out there. Because I think he was a 3-cost Fist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Or no, 3-cost Mask.
But yeah, that second card, that's cool. That's good against Iceman Tech. Better than like a Nova Core or something.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just when field, and then you have to get a way to knock it out, though, to do it again the next turn.
That's why I say it'd be really good on a collector variant, because whenever they pass...
Oh, yeah, you're collecting in.
Yeah.
If collector's still
around. He probably will. They don't want to get rid of him.
It's going to be around until at least June.
Yeah.
When they do rotation.
Enough to play with it.
All right. Next one. This one, I'm going to totally butcher that name.
Just call him Skrillex.
Oh my god, it does look like Skrillex. It also could be Moonshine, but it's Monsoon. He's a 4-cost Bolt character on all cards. And he is a 002, 013, 024. The first one is Rekindling the Zentarum. He has experience. While Skrillex is active, when you use a global ability, deal 1 damage to target opposing character die. Skrillex doesn't count as an adventurer. This effect can't be ignored or swapped. All right.
So good. So good.
And then the next one, Clone Wizard. While he's active, when you use a basic action die, deal 1 damage to all opposing character dice. And then, yeah, he has the same thing where he doesn't count as an adventurer.
Yeah, it's the same text all the way across the board.
All right. And then the next one, all right. Why did they have to put that? Because he is an adventurer, and they're just like, no, he's not an adventurer.
So the reason why they put that is to specifically avoid your opponent's stuff from triggering. Remember, we just got through talking about a card that whenever an opposing adventurer is fielded, you get the benefit from it. So this is pretty much to stop all the other adventure-like shenanigans, because there's a couple of cards in set that deal with specifically adventurers, and this is just a way to, kind of say, hey, he gets around the clause by having experience, but he's not an adventurer. Because all adventurers have the experience keyword.
All right, and then he has experience, and then Spark, gain an experience token. Yeah. I really like Clone Wizard. That's ridiculous.
So it reminds me a lot of the old Blue Dragon from BFF. Only this time you would deal it to all opposing character dice, and not your dice included.
All right.
Reg, what do you think?
Yeah, middle one I like for sure. And yeah, exactly. It's like the Blue Dragon, yeah. Except you're right, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the third one. And again, I don't know how many cards have the Spark also. But it's weird. Every Spark card I don't think I've seen so far, they don't have a burst on it at all.
Correct.
Weird.
It's meant to work with other dice and not itself.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a Spark team with a bunch of cheap basic actions to try to roll them on their burst sides, but
Momentum and Misdirection are the two that come to mind for me.
Yeah, like I'm not sure how much Spark would do, but
yeah, the middle one seems like a good way, like on a fix-it team, to just push damage with like Danger Room or something like that to just do damage to everything on the opposing side.
Well, and that first card, that's like what the old Boom Boom, not the basic action, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's not the first global; it's every global use, right?
Yes, that's what makes this so good. Is that you can use a magic missile to hit something for 2 damage instead of just 1.
Right.
So that's actually really good for the Iceman as well. And we're seeing a lot of stuff that works with modern staples right now.
All right.
So that's really good.
All right, moving on to the next one. All right. Tashlin Yefera. I think I nailed it. I mean, like
two E's, bro, 2 E's.
Yefera. Is that better?
Yeah.
So on her first card, she's a 4 cost. On every subsequent card, she's a 3 cost fist. And her die is 021, 022, 133. Her first one is sword, axe, dagger, boot. Wait, hold on. Sword, axe, dagger, boot, dagger. Makes sense. She has experience, and she gets +1/+1 for each active adventurer you control. All right. And the next one is the Black Network. She has experience, and all of them have experience. I'm just gonna say that. Then, while she is active, equipped character dice get +2/+2. Right. All right. Interesting. And then Master of Arms. When fielded, you may purchase an action die with gear for 1.
She was the guild fighter in the story. That's why she's got a sword, an axe, a dagger, and a boot dagger.
Interesting.
So, and every time I hear her name or somebody says her name, I always think of like a Power Rangers villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yafira.
I don't know. I don't think any of them are that crazy good. If you're running an adventure or squad team, I think the first one. But
yeah, I kind of think the experience, on a team of them, sure, but if you use I'm thinking the third one might be kind of cool if you have that with Holy Avenger. Would be cool to use.
Yeah, but
so
Raznasi is out there for that.
Consider this, the middle one, it's equipped character dice. Get +2/+2.
So she counts herself. So
you've got Raznasi that works with equipments. And then there's another one from Faerun Under Siege that works with equipments. But the biggest one I can think of is Raznasi. So you're giving your Raznasi, who already gets, there's a Raznasi that gets +3/+3 from being equipped. If you have both Raznasi and her out, then, and both of them are equipped, then you're giving him +5/+5. And especially if you can get an equipment that gives him some sort of evasion. I don't know all of the equipments offhand, but something that, makes him either unblockable or gives him overcrush if preferred.
I kind of like having equipment synergies because they have them in there, and the Raznasi is the only good one that has equipment synergies, and I'm glad that they're adding something in that has that with it, because I think that's a playstyle that we saw Jared like really just wreck face with that when he ran Raznasi and just like wiped everyone's board.
Yeah, I think the other good one in the TOA set is the Orc Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the half Orc Fighter or Orc Fighter, something like that? But he also got a bonus for equipment as well. He dealt with equipment.
Okay. Yeah,
I could see that middle one too. Is there any obscure gear attached to it?
No, but you could. I mean, that's a good one actually. Is that you could use Human Warlock, equip her with the Holy Avenger.
Then you pump it with that one plus 2 more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Easily some big stuff. I said that one, like Yanti. You had him in the last video.
Oh, the Yanti.
Basically, Yanti with it's 1 more cost, but it's 1 more attack on it. Or with that would be doing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it drops the weapon down, and the next one comes in and does the same thing next turn.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the equipment synergies in this set.
Yeah, I like that when they try to do stuff like that, because it's not a normal play pattern, but I think it could be a powerful play pattern if they let it. All right, next one. This is my old homie Zaraj. He's a 4-cost fist on the first 2, and on the last one he's a 3-cost. And his die reads 013, 124, 125. The first he has experience on all of them, and then the first one is called Hail of Black Arrows. If Zaraj attacks and KOs an opposing character die, you may deal its damage equal to its attack to target character die. Oh wow! And he doesn't count as an adventurer, and that's on all the cards also. That's interesting for an additional knockout.
An amber golem like that?
I think.
I don't know if it was KO and opposing.
No, it is a golem. I think it's the other golem, not the iron golem.
I can't remember. I know there's one is when you KO something, when you do combat damage, you can do it to another one.
Well, Havoc works that way. Whenever he's dealt damage, you deal equal to another target character die.
All right. Next one is half orc assassin. When Zurich is blocked, prep a die from your bag. If Zurich has 2 or more experience tokens, prep an additional die.
Zaraj, by the way.
Zaraj, whatever. And then the last one is the hunter. When Zaraj attacks, target character die must block Zaraj.
That one's really good because it's a 3-cost fist. I hate that they put the so this, in case anybody's interested, this is a recolored paladin die, and I hate that they put the paladin on somebody like Zaraj. I don't have anything against Zaraj technically. He was all right in the lore, as from what I remember, but like with those abilities, I was expecting like some kind of awesome global, because every time they print the paladin, a variant of the paladin, he's actually really good. Like he had the Asimar paladin or Asimir paladin in TOA, and he was actually really good in draft in limited format.
Yeah, it's just everywhere else where he was just kind of garbage.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I kind of like the middle one for just attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Reg, what do you think?
I like the first one if I was to use one. I think the third one, you can force an attack, and that'd be kind of cool to gain experience. But he's only a 1/2/2, so he's not gonna be knocking out too much stuff.
Yeah.
But he is going to be distracting other players, big, powerful creatures that can block, or characters that can block.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like him if you could put him with a flip kind of thing too, and you could knock out a lot of your opponent's characters. But
if you say misdirect in something after they declare the block.
Well, I'm just thinking a lot of characters and again, think of it as a shriek kind of thing. Can you do?
Mm-hmm.
You could stop a shriek because you can then flip it if you use it with again, you're using a Pizarro Global though. I don't know, maybe it's his attacks too low for me to like. No, I don't think I would use any of those ones.
Well, so here's something interesting though. Let's say you have a Venerable Dreadnought out and your opponent has Sidekick out. With this first one, Hail of Black Arrows, you just KO one of the sidekicks with a range attack, and then you can then KO something else that has 2 defense.
Yeah. Again, I just look at it though. You got 4 energy to buy them. you're gonna have a lot of other stuff for 4 costs you can buy or put on a team. I think.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next team pack. Let's hope it's set up correctly. And it's
Now
blank.
again, most of us were 4 costs, and I think you only need to buy 1 pack. I would say.
Yeah.
For that set.
For both of these team packs, I would only recommend getting 1. Oh yeah, if you're really interested in having, like on this next one that we're gonna go for, if you're really interested in having more than 2 yawning portals, be my guest. But for me, I've only ever needed 2 fish dice, so I'm probably only gonna ever need 2 yawning portals.
Yeah, because it might get banned.
Yeah.
All right.
Get them while they're hot.
All right. Moving on to the next one. This is. It doesn't even say the thing on the.
Adventures in Waterdeep.
Okay. So the next one, the first one of the set, is Jarlaxle. Okay. The first one is a 6-cost shield. The next 2 are 5 cost. His die reads 025, 135, 146. The first one is Shameless Flirt. All right. When fielded, you may remove all NPC dice in your use pile from the game. Place them on this card as a reminder. Return them to the use pile when Jarlaxle leaves the field zone. All right. And then the next one is Treasure Hunter. When fielded, you may search your bag for up to 4 non-NPC character dice and prep them during your next clear and draw step. Draw 1 less die for each die you prep this way. And the last one is Drow Swashbuckler, and it's a spark. Draw a die from your bag and prep it. Or draw a die from your bag and prep it.
So I'm gonna vote that his name should here henceforth be Drow Pimp or Pimp Drow.
Yeah.
He's got a big purple hat with a feather in it. Where is his cane?
He's holding it up. Oh,
He's
no,
holding
that's
it
the
up?
boat. That's a boat. Never mind.
Okay.
He's using it to stand up. That's what he's doing.
There you go.
And that boat behind him, it's the SS Cadillac.
There you go.
So I understand the first one. You want to thin your bag. You have to be able to just like prep the thing you need right then and there. Otherwise, you're gonna like bag burn yourself.
I don't know if you could get it right at the right time. You could I would put 5 sidekicks in. Is it 5? It's all sidekicks in your use pile.
It's all sidekicks.
Yeah, I would love to put 5 sidekicks out of the game and just when I have small characters, put on a small team. You can get rid of all your sidekick dice. It's a 6 cost, so
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what small cards you could buy, and then Jarlaxle hits, and all of a sudden, let's say you had a swarm team or something. Now you have no sidekicks; you're just swarming your whole bag. Would be kind of cool. But again, 6 cost might be high for that one.
Yeah.
So think about this: you're set up to field your Jarlaxle, as well as play 2 or 3 actions, or 2 or 3 characters like Jubilee that deals damage, Jubilee and Firefly that deal damage according to the number of, or even a Navi, right? So you're set up with that turn, and your use pile has 4 to 6 sidekicks. You field Jarlaxle, and let's face it, he's not going anywhere because of his beefy stats. Even on his level 1 side, he has a 5 defense, and that's really hard to knock out, short of a special ability or intimidate. So if you as long as you keep him out in the field, you will always be able to field your guys that have these powerful one fielder effects, or play these actions that have these powerful effects, put them straight to the bag, and draw them the next turn. If you do it right, if you remove the maximum amount, which I'm going to say is 4 to 6 sidekicks, you'll always be able to refill your bag and draw said dice that you play.
Yeah, I mean, people who have large dice bags or have 10, 15 cards in it, this would be great for a late play. I think just having as your 8th card, you can clear out a lot of stuff late game. I wish he was a pirate. Is one thing I wish. It's a pirate dice. I wish it would just say pirate on there too.
I can actually agree with that too, because you have the pirates from TOA that give other pirates
Yeah.
these stat boosts. It's like, why not?
Yeah, and there's one other card it says pirate on one of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this was a pirate. It even says, what is this? Is this swashbuckler? Or is that a sword buckler? Is it
No,
swashbuckler?
swashbuckler.
So it's like it's a pirate. It's a pimped pirate, but
That's right. Drop him. So my vote is the first one, and I'm actually going to be tinkering with this because to me, the idea that you get to reuse your actions without having to worry about like Malekith is good because he puts them in directly in your bag at the end of your turn whenever you use them. But Jarlaxle is that way for non-action dice. So you want those unblockables to come back around the very next turn. Hell, even the obscure cards you can just loop with this.
Yeah.
By clearing your use pile.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. All right. This one's 4-cost mask on all cards. Black Viper, and the die reads 1/3/3, 2/3/4, 2/4/4. Holy smokes, that's a big fielding cost. Reviving a legend. When fielded, choose target character with infiltrate. It cannot be blocked this turn. All right. And the next one is Notorious Bandit. It has infiltrate. When Black Viper is active, character dice you control deal an additional damage with infiltrate. Okay.
Yep.
And then the next one is Scarring Noble or Scaring. Okay. Scaring Nobles, Stealing Jewels. When Black Viper attacks and isn't blocked, KO target opposing die after combat damage resolves.
That middle card.
Yeah.
It easily and my favorite teams I like running is an infiltrate team.
Mm-hmm.
That card screams for misdirection to bring it in.
Yo.
So imagine this though. What a slap in the face to all those people who tried to collect it's the Black Widow rare that does the same thing, right? Or is it the Angela? No, it's the Black Widow.
Black Widow is just her card, though, isn't it?
No, yeah. I thought it was all.
I think it's just Black Widow.
It's just Black Widow.
This just does it for everybody.
Everything. That's what I said.
I mean, you still have that Black Widow. I mean, and then you have that cable, and you're just pouring in damage from infiltrate.
Oh, yes, the cable does it as well. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Also, that would be
he essentially does it for all other infiltrate because it essentially puts it on just his die. But yeah, that if they're all unblockable, he's giving everything +1/+1 essentially because he's getting the buff himself.
Well, the key to that is that card stops infiltrate teams are quick enough, but if Black Widow is in the field, the promo edition Black Widow, it stops infiltrate. This will now let you have your infiltrate team again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they deal additional damage.
Right. I really like that middle card. That's something I would be playing with. I also think it's going to be the coolest dice if it's translucent black. That would be the coolest dice ever. Because that's what snakes. Yeah, that's so cool.
So I'm so tired of these motherfucking snakes. Game. So another thing about you brought it up earlier, Reg, and I'm glad you brought it up. The character from Warhammer 40K is a good way to just turn this high fielding cost into a fielding cost of 1, basically.
Yep. Reboot Gulliman.
Mm-hmm. You're just paying a shield to field her, and I think that's actually preferred in most cases.
Yep. Yeah, I'd much rather have this card than that Black Widow that did the pumping.
Yeah.
Or misdirect her in. That's always a good option.
Yeah. I can see an infiltrate team now with Cable, Hope Summers with Rogue, obviously Angela, and then I think there's a couple other infiltrates in this set.
Yeah, you can even misdirect this in for Angela after blocks are declared.
Yep, that's what I was just about to say, because then they're just... Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You'll be dealing 3 damage.
Yeah, and again, misdirection I don't think has been reprinted, though. Yet. That's the one card I'm hoping that they...
Well, so there's still like polymorph, which isn't that bad. Or not polymorph, it's...
mutation?
Yeah, but that is going to rotate out, probably.
That is definitely going to rotate out.
I mean, like, there's nothing coming.
They're going to reprint that in some form because...
I wouldn't be surprised if it's in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's called tag team or some crap like that.
Something. Yeah, that's what you then.
All right. Moving on.
For Fred.
Yeah, a loaf of bread. I was really thinking more like a skin tag.
Okay.
Gross.
But this was called Stone of Galore. It's a 4-cost mask, a 5-cost mask, and it's all over the place, everybody. The first one's a 4, the second one's a 5, the third one's a 3-cost. And it is in action. And the first one is Wondrous Item. Draw a die from your bag. You may purchase a copy of that die for 2 and prep it. Place the drawn die in the use pile. And then the double burst is instead prep it. Ooh. Ooh. And then the 5-drop is Memory Modifier. Draw a die from your bag. Deal damage to target opponent equal to that die's purchase cost. Place that die in the use pile. Okay. That's not that good for a 5-drop. And then the one is Transformed Aboleth. Aboleth. Draw a die from your bag. Character dice matching that die cannot be blocked this turn. Place this die in the use pile. Double burst is instead prep it. Am I crazy that the 5-drop is not that good?
That is Scorching Ray.
All right.
That is exactly Scorching Ray.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can pull off some combo. That first card, draw a die from bag. I'm thinking I'm gonna pull a sidekick and.
True.
Yeah, that's
Garbage.
a real. That's a feels bad.
Unless you can set your bag or something like that, but.
Or you remove all sidekicks from your bag with the one guy, the first guy we did from this set, or from this one.
Yeah, Jarlaxle.
Yeah. No.
Pimp Drought.
The Pimp Drought. God, you even got your own nickname for him.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you remembered the name, that it was Jarlaxle, not Jarlaxle.
I only remember him as the Pimp Drought now.
Okay, well, Pimp Drought is.
All right.
I ain't got no problem with that. Pimp Drought does what Pimp Drought wants, and he better have his money.
So yeah, that would be kind of an interesting combination with that.
Hey, it's a Rob.
Daddy just pulled. Okay. Let's not get too weird, drunk Rob.
You're not my dad. Pimp Drought's my dad.
Okay, yeah. At least he pays you well enough to say that.
Well,
and
I
beats
pay
you.
him.
Yeah.
I pay him. He beats me. So.
All right. I don't think any of these are really great, honestly.
There's probably a specific set you can use or combo you can use this with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I like the skin tag.
Think about this though, on the 3 cost, right? Let's say you have. Well, I mean, it's really easy to purchase a 6 cost now. So let's go for Mr. Fix-It, right? Let's say you buy a Mr. Fix-It one turn. The next turn this comes out. You've managed to cycle your bag enough to where you know you're going to draw that Mr. Fix-It off of this, that second Mr. Fix-It. So you purchase it, put it in the use pile, draw it up, and there you go. You have an unblockable Mr. Fix-It that you still have a little bit of wiggle room to work with to get in there.
That's 12 energy spent, well, actually 15 energy spent in the span of a few turns to try to get that combo to go off.
And you'd have to have a Fix-It in the field already then when you pull it from your bag.
And let's face it, you can purchase. It's not that much of a stretch because you can now purchase a Mr. Fix-It for 2 fists, a bolt, and a fist. So 3 fists and a bolt give you a Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah, I think a better example of this would be with a bunch of Jubilees, the 5 Jubilees.
There you go.
You could pull a Jubilee, and now if you have 3 fielded, not only will they do 2 damage each, you'd also get the push for all Jubilees not getting blocked. Would be a better.
Or
they have attacks from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
So.
Or the uncommon Yanti. It's where you're doing a tune with this, and you draw the Yanti, and she's unblockable, and you can't pull her back.
That's right, because it can't be targeted by global abilities or action dice.
Yep. Ooh.
So that is actually good in my book, and even the 4 cost is you have to. So the problem you guys were talking about and highlighting earlier is that you have to draw that specific die that you want, and sometimes that's actually more of a workaround than the actual ability itself.
Yeah.
Late game, if you have this, when you're rolling a lot of dice, you could prep the die that you buy, and then you feel that Stone of Galore. It could work, but. Yeah, I think that's gonna be complicated to get this combo to go out for that card.
Rob, we've got 4 left. To to go on the thing. But on the 5 cost Scorching Ray, again, it's already been a basic action that's been reprinted in both TOA and Faerun Under Siege. So this is not really much of a surprise, to be honest. They're really pushing that. But I mean, somebody out there is going to go, oh, hey, I've got this 10 cost Thanos. Might as well put it to good use.
And how do you guys like the die? It looks like a football.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, we've got a fish. Why not have some football?
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. All right, moving on to the next one that's probably more important than a skin tag.
Nice tap.
It's Durnan, everyone's fierce competitor. I don't know, but he's a 4 cost on the first one, then a 5 drop on the next 2, and they're fist. And the die reads 133 243 254. And then the first one card is Retired Adventurer. While Durnan is active, your adventurers gain an experience token when they are fielded. Okay. And then the next one, You Need an Ale. While Durnan is active, your adventurers cost 1 less to purchase.
2 less.
2 less to purchase. To a minimum of 1. And then the last one is Proprietor of the Yawning Portal. When he blocks, all attacking and blocking character dice deal no combat damage to opposing character dice this turn, other than Durnan and the die he is blocking.
He is straight up stopping the fight. He's reaching both of his arms out, and he's like, hey, now, there's going to be none of that in my tavern. That's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah. It'd be much better if you could, like, remove him from combat and stop all combat damage.
So check this out. Reg was talking about having those 5 Jubilees that deal damage whenever you attack. Think about having, like, 3 bolt characters out, 3 unique bolt characters, having all of them attack, and Durnan, and saying, you know what? I don't even have to worry about static fielding them back. They're just all going to bounce back because no other character dies deal damage.
Yeah.
So you can just get them back and you can redo it again the next turn.
Yeah, so first 5 turns are buying 5 Jubilees, then this guy. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it works on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, it's kind of I like that last one.
But that's not to undersell the Retired Adventurer. I think that's an amazing ability.
Yeah.
While he's active, your adventurers gain an experience token when they're fielded.
So with him and Volo, would that be nuts?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's at a 4 cost. His fielding cost is but like I said, I think Roboot Gilliman is actually going to get a lot of mileage as soon as this set releases because of the high fielding costs on a lot of these things.
Yeah.
On a lot of these characters.
And the other cards that I think it's coming up in a couple of dice, but that portal card that's going to get this 4 cost down to sometimes a 2 cost.
Mm-hmm. And then not to mention fielding costs are minimized too.
Yeah, I think it may lead to a lot of people just not using those things and running with cheaper to field stuff. Honestly, that's always what happens. There's things to make sure stuff lands or make sure that stuff costs less, and people just wind up just not running that and running less things in it and just going straight power. That's the problem with this kind of card.
So I definitely think the first one and the third one are actually viable. They're not broken by any means, or even, let's say, meta cards, but they are certainly viable. There's potential.
Yeah. By the way, Reg, what have you been drawing this whole entire time if you're sitting in?
Do you want to see? I know, that's what I said. I'll draw. Hold on. It's going to be a work of art. I've got a couple minutes. I could probably do something.
Okay. We'll move on to the next. Yeah. Instead of paying attention to what we're doing, Rob draws.
Well, that's
At least
right.
you're paying attention.
I can pay attention. I'm going to draw a Reboot Gilliman.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So the next one. This is Brawlwyn Chain Miner. She's a 3-drop on all cards, and she's a fist character. Her die reads 021, 022, 132. Long line of Giant Slayers. And they all have experience, and 2 of them have a global. The first 2 have the global. The global reads pay 1, spin target opposing character die up 1 level. All right. Her actual card text reads, When an opposing character die of level 2 or higher is KO'd, Brawlwyn gains an experience token. Alright, and the next one, Longing for Adventure. She has the same global, and she reads when Brawlwyn KOs a character die of equal or higher level, draw 2 dice from your bag and prep any non-NPC dice you draw. Place the rest in your use pile. All
What's the
right.
global?
No. The global is pay 1, spin an opposing character die up 1 level.
I would have it on my team just for that.
Well, let's do the last one, and then we'll talk
and then,
about
that. Hitch's friend. Brawlwyn gets +3 attack while blocking, or when blocked by a character dice with 4 attack or more. All right.
So getting back to what Reg was saying, yeah, I would actually. So here's the thing, that new Zatanna, that's pay a fist, spin a character die up 1 level. Well, now you can double that effect and pay a generic even. So having her out, you can deal damage to your opponent by spinning up their dice, because she does it to anybody that has it deals the controller of the spun up dice 1 damage. So it hurts you as well, but at the same time, while she's active, you're benefiting from spinning their characters up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's possibilities there, and also there are other characters that rely on being lower level in order to do shenanigans, like with the mutation global itself. They rely on that, or the energy field global. I'm sorry. You could just pretty much prevent that by going ahead and just spending them up to prevent all their shenanigans.
Yeah, it'd be like, hey, I see you're trying to level something up. Let me go ahead and just level everything up for you. All right, cool.
But I said this card definitely on an adventures team would be good because it's cheap fielding costs. It'll get beefy. I can see it on that Volo team.
Yeah, I like the fielding cost, and she has reasonable stat line for a 3-drop.
Right.
Yeah, and so another thing about the aesthetics of this set, this is a recolored fighter die, and the hitch has just a red coloration on it. So it will be kind of confusing. So this is actually a slight issue that I have, because in other sets, you can tell each of the characters apart by their die configuration. Well, in this set, there are several characters that use the same die, just recolored. And so whenever you go to have a certain distinction, like this Hitch and Brawlwyn, they both go together, and both of their dice are essentially the same, just recolored.
Yeah.
I can see that leading to some confusion.
As long as they're not the same color, I think it's fine. If you're colorblind, it might be a problem, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, there are people who are colorblind that play, so...
Yeah. Well. All right.
But yeah, I do like both of the first 2 versions, especially that first one, because it is easy to just throw like a Confront the Mighty out on somebody's level 2 or level 3 and just give her an experience token right then and there.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. There's 2 more to go, so this is the next to last. This one's name is Dagny. The first and third are 3 costs. The middle one is 5. That's quite a drastic jump from one to the other. But his die is a 0-1-3, 0-1-4, a 1-2-5. They all have experience. And Cleric of Gond says, while Dagny is active, when 2 or more of your character dice are KO'd during a turn, gain 1 life. All right. And then Surviving on Wits. Well, while Dagny is active, at the beginning of your turn, if your opponent has more life than you, and you gain 1 life, and your opponent loses 1 life. That's all right. And Gizmos and Gadgets, gain 1 life. It's Spark. Gain 1 life. You may only use this ability once per turn. All right. Seems very shenanigan-y, janky kind of cards.
Actually, the worst part about I think Laurier used it in the last 2 team takedown. The worst part about that team, the Thunderbird Hope team, the KO team, the worst part about that was it took entirely too long to get set up. Well, think of Dagny as your kind of leveler in that playing field, because once you get the combo set up, the problem is if you don't immediately combo off, or if you don't successfully if you're not successfully able to pull the combo off, but yet you have multiple pieces out to do it, then it's just it's a feels bad kind of thing. But in this instance, if you have either piece out, the Hope Summers copying the Thunderbird or just the Thunderbird, you can go ahead and start your KO chains to an extent with Dagny and gain life while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of evens out the playing field, and it makes that team specifically more viable, especially if you already have your Yondu out, your Thunderbird, or your Hope Summers, and your Dagny. You can go ahead and start fabricating once or twice to get that going and gain life while you're doing it.
And I mean, with the Amber Golem, you're gaining life also. So
yeah. So I mean, it kind of helps you stabilize when you weren't able to do so before.
Yeah. Yeah, for that kind of team, I like the first one. Reg?
It's really hard. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I said I like the second one. And again, I in set I would probably like the second one better. But I mean, again, for a 5 cost, I mean, you look at other options you can play. You can play a bishop. You can play there's a lot of 5 other costs that are way better than that ability, I would say, that can stop your opponent from hurting you. But yeah, I could see. I actually like the third one, but again, I don't know if I would put these on any team I would play, unless it's in set, probably.
The only problem with the third one is you can only gain 1 life, and you can only do it once per turn. And
right, and Spark doesn't go if your opponent rolls, does it?
Correct. It's only if you roll it.
Okay, so then I don't like. I thought it was on both turns, but then you could potentially gain 1, but. I mean, again, there's a lot of cards that gain life, lose 1. I always go back to the old Harley Quinn. I like one of my favorite cards. But you needed villains. But you needed villains. It was very.
Yeah.
The 5 cost Dagny, I just have a huge problem with that, because there's never a point when you're going to win the game with this ability, because in order for you to win the game, they have to be at 1 life and you have to be at 0. So it's never gonna win you the game per se. I feel like the 3 cost Dagny is gonna do a lot more work than the 5 cost is.
Or if you're at 1 life and they're at 2, you gain that life back and you do an attune damage.
There you go. I mean, that's always good too. I'm just saying, like, it's never gonna be that relevant. There's hang on, I say that, but there's Chaos Warp. There is Chaos Warp. So this means as long as you have them active, you're benefiting from taking damage with the Chaos. So it's a win-win. It becomes a win-win in a very small, kind of narrow way.
Yeah, I mean, again, for having him, it would cost you. It'd be turn 2 by the time you get him. I could have 2 obscure characters already hitting you for 2, 3, 4 each turn.
Yeah.
You're not winning with that guy in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's some other way to get him cheaper, like using a Kree captain, they bring him in. But again, why would you buy him over what else is options?
Yeah, you've got 3 and 4 cost experienced characters with obscure that you can trigger off of a 2 cost Volo.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitive things in the 3, 4, and even 5 that kind of. I think the only one competitive in this one, in this specific kind of settings, where you're gonna have things KO'd a bunch, is gonna be the first one. But then after that, the only one that. None of the other ones is too competitive in the range of characters that you can buy and use, that you just wouldn't want to have those in the meta, honestly.
For sure.
All right, moving on to the one that everyone talks about, and there's 2 more after. All right, this is the one I've seen about and seen people talk about it in the Facebooks and all that. This one is Yawning Portal, and it's a action die. It's a 2 cost on the first and third one. On the second one, it's a 3 cost. And comfortable in. Your character dice are free to field this turn until end of turn. Each time you field a character dice, reduce the purchase cost of your dice by 1 to a minimum of 1. Dice that you purchase this turn are added to your bag. That's kind of like what you call it, right?
It's a more reliable big entrance.
Yeah.
I think, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and then accessing the Undermountain. I assume Yawning Portal is referring to like dwarves or whatever. But
well, it's the way it's built. It's built into because they're at I think Waterdeep is just off the river, but it also connects to a larger mountain. And the way it's built off on the other side of the mountain.
Okay. And then this card reads: Your character dice are free to field this turn. When you field a non-NPC character die, prep a die from your from your use pile. Whoa! And then the last one is Adventurous Clientele. Your character dice are free to field this turn. When you field a non-NPC character die, prep a die from your bag. I like the third. The 3 cost. Oh man.
You like the 3 cost?
Yeah, because you do a big purchase that turn, and then you purchase anything, and you get to prep whatever you want from the use pile. That's pretty gross.
And I like all of them in the fact that that first line of text, your character dice are free to field this turn. This is, as you know what, screw Reboot Gilliman. I think one of each of these versions is going to be on every single team moving forward. I mean, 2-team takedown from now on is probably going to have either version on both teams.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous. Reg, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, all 3 cards. I mean, for the first month, I think that first card is going to be great until it gets banned. And then I like the other 2. I mean, the third one's good too. Anything that field stuff for free. What's the third one again? Sorry, the second one. Your character dice are free.
When you field a non-sidekick character die, prep a die from your use pile.
Yeah.
So, like Chris was saying, you buy something cheap, you field anything, and then... Or no, you field a non-sidekick character die. So, let's say you have one of those big 1 or 2 cost characters that we were discussing earlier that just like... They'd be great if they're fielding costs, like the Black Viper. Let's say you have an Infiltrate team. You just pop that 3 cost Yawning Portal on there, and you're good to go. You're solid.
Yeah, and you prep whatever you want from the used. You get to anytime you get to pick what you prep, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but the first and the third one I like the best ones.
I think Chris is right in the fact that middle one gives you more mileage. I really think because prepping from your used pile guarantees you a go on the next turn, so it sets up your turns a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, I just from that middle card, I'm thinking the old cake. I mean, not so much that they're free to field, but how you prep and how if you have it right, you buy cake, you prep all your dice. Second turn, if you go early game, buy cake, roll cake, get 8 dice. You can roll.
Yeah, that
better ramp, I think. But I mean, this way, using it to field for free.
Yeah,
and that was my favorite thing to do in TOA drafts is get cake.
Rob just said he's all about comfort, so anything with comfort in it, he's all about that.
So we're gonna have to start calling him Tom Bodette. He'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah, but all 3 of those cards, those are great. Of that set there, I think those are the best cards.
All right, I'm banning Rob from the chat now. So I think if you have any one of these 3 on your team, I don't think it's a bad choice. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Reg is right. One of these versions will get banned in 2-team takedown.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Well, when are these coming out?
They're coming out either this month or early November.
Are they gonna wait till after the Euro Championship to do it?
Well, I don't think so.
Yeah, so they're gonna have all these cards for Euros.
Sweet.
Well, no, that depends because I think the situation has come up before with the release being the same time as not necessarily Euros, but Worlds, I think it was. Or no, Nats and Worlds. That situation came up and they were like, yeah, you can use it, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So I don't know of anybody who's going to be playing in Euros in November that's going to like try to overnight this product.
That's insane. That would be insane.
They'd have to buy it right there at the event.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
now I don't know.
No prep with it.
I know, Matt. I know, Jordo, but I'm still. It's the 16th, man. The month is not over. I'm still being an optimist. And you got Troy refreshing every minute of every day.
Yeah. I mean, you could proxy this beforehand and just like do your
Yep.
normal thing, Reg, and practice that way.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable, but I think playing, I don't know, it's just not enough reps to play in a championship. All right. And you don't even know if it's going to be out then, so you're prepping a team that may not be out yet. So,
Yeah. I'm already still brewing that infiltrate team. That's what I'm still looking at.
all right. Moving on to the last one. Joe, how do you say this so I don't like butcher it really terribly?
Vajra.
Okay, Vajra. You could see where I'd mess up. But she's a 3-cost bolt on the first and third, and on the middle one she's a 4-drop. Her
I call
die,
her Viagra.
yeah.
It's Viagra.
She's a 002, 013, 024. The first one, commander of Force Grey, and she's experienced on all ones. While she is active, when you field an adventure, it's supposed to be an adventurer, deal 1 damage to target opponent. I'm right. That's supposed to be an adventurer, not an adventure.
Correct. That's a typo. We already got day 0 erratas over here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and then the next one is activating the walking statues. It has a tune, and then spark is deal 1 damage to target opponent or opposing character die. All right. And the last one is Black Staff of Waterdeep. She has spark. You add an experience token to another adventurer. All right. Yeah, I kind of like. I don't know. I if you're going an adventurer heavy team, I think the first one is probably the best.
So, DM Armada did a team showcasing this a couple of videos back with Volo and Vajra, and this is the version that he chose, and those synergize super well. You could field one and then the other, or you can field the vice versa, and you're still benefiting one way, or both ways. So you're still benefiting from it either way. But the one that I really like is actually the third one, because you can just add experience tokens anytime. So if you roll 2 burst dice, like Yawning Portal, while she's out, then you just gain an experience token right then and there. And I'm telling you, like, experience tokens can't go away in set. They can only be taken away through a card in Tomb of Annihilation. I don't know if in this set, I can't remember right now, but I don't think there's any way to remove experience tokens outside of the card in TOA.
Yeah, I just hate having to depend on a roll to get something added on, and you have to do what is it? The double burst.
You have to do burst or double burst.
Okay, so 2 sides on a die.
Yeah.
I guess that's 33% chance, 33 and a third.
The reroll, it's like 50, isn't it?
Yeah, you have a 50% chance during your clear and draw step, and then of course, if you have your what is his face? He rerolls actions. Yeah, Sararak. If you have a Sararak, that turns in the 50% into 75%.
I mean, each time you roll, it's 33 and a third. You don't add them. So that's I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But every roll is a 33 and a third chance. Period.
There's also the Storm in the X-Men set that lets you re-roll an action die when she's fielded.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of ways to re-roll to get your burst face, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it when you roll it and it comes up as burst or double burst, or can you have, say, like Rip Hunter, the uncommon Rip Hunter?
No, it's only whenever you roll. Whenever you roll or re-roll.
Dang. All right.
And then remember, it doesn't track until on the clear and draw. It doesn't track until the end of the clear and draw.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I can kind of see how this would get nuts. You got to have really, really good rolls to be able to do the spark to make it to make it go crazy. But I don't think it's that crazy to do that.
Rob is going off in the chat. I love it. I wish he was here with us. Say it with your chest.
Yeah. All right. That's all the cards. Is anything like really kind of like crazy to you? I think my favorite one is Yawning Portal. Any of those three.
There was a few in this set of the low fielding cost experience cards that I like.
I'm actually going for Jarlaxle. I think the 6-cost Jarlaxle is huge for filtering.
Yeah. All right. Switching back to our screen. One moment.
Audience, what do you think? If you would leave us a comment and let us know what your favorites or your standout picks for the team packs and the campaign box that we did this week and last week are, please let us know.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, time to see what you drew, if you drew anything.
Oh, yeah, I drew something.
What do you got? What do you got?
Solid. I don't know if you can see it. That's some good scarecrow right there.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, beat that. I haven't painted it yet, but that's some solid scarecrowing.
Yeah. So, Rob, next week you got to beat...
with the mask on.
Yeah. Rob, next week you got to top that scarecrow. Right.
Nice, Jordo. That was a great quote right there. I think I got it, but just in case, tell me again.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
No. Again, Death Race. Hope everyone watches that. Anyone who hasn't done their 2-team takedown, let me know. I'll record your matches. Anyone wants an exhibition game, reach out to me. I'll record it. I did want to do that shout out too. I've been waiting to do this for this Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is a call out to Manuel Silva in Portugal.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for sending me that. It was awesome. We did a little trade, and I got finally after 2 years looking for Blue Eyes, I got them. So never play them, but
shout out.
Thanks about them.
Shout out to Manuel as well. He's keeping it strong, and he was one of the first followers and subscribers of our channel.
Yeah, and he's run a 2-team takedown tournament.
And he's run a 2-team takedown. Yep. Super
nice guy. I've had lots of chats with him. Actually, I should have lots of shout outs to everybody in the community. For everyone, thanks a lot. I mean, it's an incredible community. It's what's made Dice Masters still alive, I think, is this community has definitely, because I think without this Discord and your channels and everyone else helping out, we wouldn't be playing dice right now. So that's my honest opinion. I think there would be other games that would have replaced it, and this community is keeping Dice Masters together.
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite parts of Worlds is that whenever I walked in there was about 40 of us, and out of the 40, I would say a good 30 of us knew each other from conversations that we've had online, and it was just like stepping into a room with people, though you may not have remembered their faces, but it was kind of like a 10-year high school reunion where you knew the person, you knew who they were and what they were about. You just don't remember their faces too well. So when you walked up, you're like, oh, hey, yeah. And you could immediately jump into a conversation.
You shook their hand. You're like, I know who you are.
Yeah. Joke around with them, and it's just like there was no awkward introduction phase or anything like that. You just jump right in.
The weird thing was when people know who you are because your face is on here all the time and they think, oh, yeah, they know me, definitely. And it's like, if they said their name, I would know them, but they just like talk to me like, hey, yeah, I remember that, blah, blah. And it's like, who are you? I'm sorry. I never seen your face. I'm sorry. Just tell me your name.
Yeah, they would be making introductions to each other, and then they would turn to us and they'd go, I already know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. People see my face all the time in the Dice Masters community. They're like, oh, that asshole.
Reg, it's good to see your face, though, man. All we see is the Deadpool logo.
That's right. Usually I'm only on radio. It's a pleasure to be on. I hope we'll be on again. Get me, Matt, get the whole gang on. We'll have a party.
Oh my gosh, that would be a lot of people. All right. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. We're going to go to the outro now. This asshole rowing. All right. Bye.
Thanks,
That's
Matt.
going to wrap things up for us here in the CR Game Room. Check out our website, crgr.rocks, for all our latest info. There you'll find a link to help support us via Patreon. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out.